So it's a little after midnight. Tomorrow is the first ever test fire of the AK-50, and I, of course, cannot sleep. So I'm kind of doing this to detail some of my last thoughts before we find out if it works or not. The funniest part about this video is that I know that by the time you guys see this, I will have already found out the answer. There's a little bit of a delay with these videos, so by the time this actually gets uploaded to YouTube, the AK-50 would have either been test fired successfully or blown up spectacularly. I kind of hope it's the former, but we will find out. I just want to take this one last opportunity to thank everybody who's followed along this whole time and really been patient. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. It's taken a lot longer than I hoped it would. But honestly, it's been a huge learning experience for me, and it's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of cool people along the way. Really too many people to thank. So many people have helped out with this project, and I've got to meet a lot of cool people along the way, and it's been a really fun project, and it's been a fun time. I know for a fact, even if this gun explodes tomorrow, just catastrophically fails, it's not going to stop anything. The project's just going to get delayed a little bit, but we're going to rebuild it. We're going to make it better. We're going to fix all the design flaws in the original. We're going to make an AK-50 V2 or an AK-50 V3. I don't care if it takes me to 2025. I've got too much invested in this project financially. I have too much invested emotionally. And once I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to quit until it's done. So, that being said, I really hope it works. I have emotionally prepared for the fact that this prototype that we have built, that has been on the back end, on my end, been 3 years in the making, has probably a 30% chance of success. Don't get me wrong, I've done everything I can to make sure that this will work right the first time. I'm very realistic with my expectations, and all I can do is hope for the best. You know, the stuff isn't easy, especially when you go from 0 to 60 like I did. You know, first ever weapon platform that I designed, and it's a 50 BMG, so I jumped into the deep end of the pool feet first, but it's been very rewarding so far, and if I can figure this out, then there's not a lot I can't figure out. A little earlier, we did a firing pin, or excuse me, we did a primer, and then we did a full power blank, and both worked spectacularly, which is a miracle into itself, because there's no book on how to do this. We're making things up as we go along at this point. Now in the custom fitment phase, there's no field guide on how to build an AK-50. So really, we're just spitballing here and trying to replicate what we do in the future. So this has really been a crazy process, but so far it's been flawless. The stars have totally aligned on this project, and I'm just going to throw in a quick shout out to my buddy Chris Baker over at Mad Custom. I definitely appreciate all the help that you've given this project. I really would be in a tough spot without you. That being said, I've actually got a 50 BMG round that I pulled to the side today, and I wrote AK-50 number 1. This is going to be the first round, hell or high water. This is going to be the one that comes out at the end of the barrel. Now, whether or not the gun blows apart behind it, we'll figure that out. But that's going to be the one. So I'm really excited for it. And nervous, but I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready to move forward. Whether that means picking up the pieces and rebuilding and building it better, or taking what we have and moving on to the next step, adding a gas system, working through all the bugs that go along with that, custom prototyping some of the other stuff that we left out. I'm ready to move forward with this. I feel like a proud parent, but at the same time, I'm also scared like a parent. So, yeah. The whole point I did these vlogs is so I can have a very, very honest conversation with you guys. You know, no smoke and mirrors, no expensive advertising, no showboating. This is the very real, uncut project of how to bring a gun from concept to the market. And tomorrow, less than 24 hours, we're taking the biggest step yet so far. One of the most important steps. And it scares me to death. On a more personal note, one of the reasons I'm also doing these is I think it's a cool concept that my kids and my grandkids are going to be able to look back at this and say, you know, I wonder what my dad or my granddad was thinking the night before, you know, the AK-50 was test fired or something like that. If they care, we'll see. But it's cool that I can record moments now. We're getting to that point in technology where it's no big deal for me to open up a dialogue with a camera and record it for all time. And so that's very cool for me, I think. Just as kind of a point of practicality, I just want to point out how weird it is to be up at 12:20 in the morning pouring your heart out to a camera at your kitchen table. A little funky. I'm not sure I'll get used to that, but you guys wanted an unfiltered look behind the scenes. This is that. I'm emotionally prepared for failure. I'm not blindly going into this thinking everything's going to go right. But there's a lot of variables here, and there's a lot of things already that I see now that they're not in the computer, and I can actually see them and touch them and look at them and how the parts are locking up together. There's some things that I really want to change. There's some parts that I've overbuilt, and there's some parts that I would like to build up a little bigger. So these are all the necessary changes in the research and development process. So I'm learning as I go along, but I think it'll be good. Either way, this is a necessary step, and it's not going to change the fact that I'm super excited about it. So with that, good night. I'm going to try to get some sleep, and tomorrow I will be posting the video for the first ever test fire of the AK-50, and I hope it'll be awesome. I hope I'll have something really cool for you guys, and not just me swearing a lot. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing what kind of video I can release for you guys tomorrow.